The letter must explain the reasons for the credit denial. Then you can make a plan to begin to address these issues. As you improve your credit over time, your credit score will also improve. Okay, later sections of this guide suggest ways to improve your credit, and we'll talk about ways to improve your credit as we go on. Also, please remember that the lender, not a credit score, makes the final decision. Okay, remember I said they used to offer subprime mortgages even though you used to have bad credit? So the lender makes the decision, not the score. Okay, the score is used to help evaluate your credit, but the lender actually makes the decision. So that means that this lender may have a different policy than that lender may have. Okay, now the lender may take into consideration all of your special circumstances. The letter that you sent in that also is printed right alongside your credit score that says you didn't pay that bill, and it explains why. Okay, in addition, the lender will look at more than just your credit score, such as the equity investment in your home, if you have one, how long you've been on your job, what you make on your job, your income, how much you have saved, the type of mortgage loan that you currently have or want, before making a final decision. So all of these things are put into consideration. Each lender has their own criteria for making decisions. Just because this conglomerate lending institution turned you down, it doesn't mean that this conglomerate institution will turn you down. Or this bank may say no, but this credit agency may say yes. You see, there are different types of lending institutions, and we'll talk about that also. Now, if you're late with your payments, it will definitely affect your credit score. I'm sure living here in the Western New York region, you've probably gotten many letters being behind in your gas and or electric bill, and now they report on your credit score. They report on your credit report. So if you're late with your gas bill or your electric bill, it goes on your credit report. When it's paid, it comes off. Okay, I remember somebody had told me I had owed some money. I didn't ask them. They had tore one of my houses down, and I didn't ask them to tear my house down. And then they had me come in there and they wanted me to sign something that agreed that I was going to pay them $9,000 for tearing my house down when I didn't approve them to tear it down. And I said, she said, well, if you don't pay us back, then it's going to hurt your credit score. I said, ooh, you're scaring me. You know. She said, well, you know, we're going to have to get our money, you know, sooner or later. I said, well, you just going to have to wait online like everybody else. You know. So I'm like, you know, hey, credit score is already bad, and you going to try to threaten me and tell me this going to go on my credit score? Hey, you just put it on there if you want to. I didn't ask you to tear my house down. Okay, so we have to keep a lot of these things in mind. Just keep in mind specific. It's very important to remember that anything, everything, pretty much, most stuff that goes on your credit report, your personal information, you are the one that supplied the creditor the information because you apply for credit. And you put your name, your address, your date of birth, your job, how long you've been on there. You give the world your information, your history, when you apply for credit. So if you're not sure about whether you can get credit or not, I would say don't apply for it. You know what I mean? Because the information that you supplied, now the creditors have your information. So if they wanted to take some money from you, now they have the information. Oh, I know where she works now. I know where he works now. So now I can get the money from him that I need. You know what I mean? Or I know where he does his banking. You've supplied the creditors with that information. Don't just go and apply for credit just to be applying for credit. And please, my brothers and sisters, do not give your Social Security number out to people just to give it out. That is a valuable number, a set of numbers there. What's that, 3, 6, 7, 8 numbers? Those are valuable numbers that you have there that could represent your life. And now that, you know, hackers are hacking into computers, getting your personal information, I have stopped supplying my credit card information, what have you, in the computer anymore. I don't care how secure you say this website is. I'm not putting my credit card information, and please don't tell me that you're going to automatically take any money out of my account, because I don't want, it feels like you're stealing from me. You know what I mean? You're going to automatically take, I didn't ask you to automatically, I know how to pay my bills. You know, and a lot of times when you go to these credit, you might walk into a bank to apply for credit, and they'll use information in language that is intimidating you. They'll try to talk over you to confuse you and then explain something to you which is really not explaining it to you at all. Well, that's what we here at Affordable Homes and Apartments comes in at. A lot of times we accompany our customers to the bank, and we help them make an educated decision. What I suggest to you is when you start going for the bank, if you decide you want to apply to help lessen the intimidation process, take 3 banks. Just pick anyone, any, meeny, miny, mo. Just pick them all. But when you go there, do not plan on giving your Social Security number. You're not going there to apply for credit. You're going there to pick their brain. That's what you're going to be doing. So when you go to this bank here, you go in there and you say, hello, how can I help you? You said, I'd like to apply for a loan. Oh, great. Have a seat. They'll get the application out, name and date of birth. I'd like to ask you a couple of questions first, please. Yes, well, we need your date of birth, Social Security number so we can run your credit. Oh, sir, I'll be happy to give you that information. But first, I'd like to ask you some questions. You know what I mean? And I know that helped me to qualify a lot of lending institutions when I used to have my customers, I would accompany my customers to the bank. And I remember, the government offers insured mortgages. Okay, they for people with lower credit, with higher risk people. Okay, and I had went and asked them specifically, do you participate in these type of lending programs? But I asked them in the words that were used by the government. And the guy would look at me like, huh? What are you talking about? And I'm thinking to myself, you don't know what I'm talking about, then that means that you don't do it. Or, and I just kept asking him, and he finally went off somewhere else and got a package and came back to me. So I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, nah, this is not the kind of guy that I want to do business with. If you can't understand what I'm saying to you, you're working in the banking industry, I'm in the real estate industry. I come to you so that my customer can get a loan. And then I ask you a specific question about the type of loan that you offer, and you can't even answer me on that. And then they say, well, let me have you say the Social Security number. That's the very first thing that they'll ask you. And they'll type that up, put that in there in the computer, and if you go to 3 banks in one day, I guarantee you your credit score will have a great chance of falling and dropping like a hot potato. So it's my suggestion to you that if you want to start the home buying process or the investment process and you want to just get your feet wet, go into a bank and whatnot and just pick their brains. Go on the internet, go online, or you can attend my workshop, and then we can go in there together. And we can go and talk to the banker and the mortgage representative or the lending institution, and we can say, hey, Mr. Banker, we'd like to ask you some questions. You know what I mean? And it may act impatient. Well, hey, you don't need my business if you can't answer my questions. You know what I mean? I'm the one that's paying your bills, because if I get a loan from you, yes, you're loaning me the money, but the money's not coming from you, it's coming from the investor. So you need to understand how the whole process works. You're not giving me the money's coming from an investor. Okay? But the bank is the one that's banking the money. You're charging me interest and I'm paying you what you asked me for. But I have a right to ask questions, and if you're acting too impatient for me, I'm the one that's going to pay your salary. That fee that you're getting is coming from me. I'm the one that's got to dish that out at closing. So please, Mr. Banker, please, Mr. Loan Association, don't ignore me. Don't treat me with a cold shoulder, because you're not going to make any money if you do. And this information is going to be available at the workshop, and this book will also be available at the workshop, Knowing and Understanding Your Credit. AffordableHomesAndApartments.com. And also you can visit, that's my website, and if you're interested in signing up for the Tenants' Rights Workshop, the First Time Home Buyer Workshop, or the Investors Workshop, please visit my website at AffordableHomesAndApartments.com. And my name is Sylvia Black, licensed real estate broker. Okay, now there's other things that we're going to talk about. I know we're not going to get through this whole book. We're going to talk about how will late payments affect your credit. Now you know that late payments will definitely affect your credit when you pay your payment late. Sometimes you can't help it. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? If you can't pay your bill on time, you can always call the creditor and ask them to give you some more time. If they won't give you no more time, then just pay it when you can. But just make sure that debt is wiped off of your credit report once you make that payment. Now, what else will help you take control of your credit? In addition to paying your bills on time every month, you can take other steps to improve your credit and maintain your good credit that you already have. First, pay your bills on time. Pay all your loans first if you have any. Pay off your credit cards every month. Remind yourself that credit cards are loans. Charge less than the maximum amount available on your credit card, and only apply for the credit that you need. If you feel that you can wisely use a credit card, choose one with low interest rate or very low annual fees. Try to pay more than the minimum due each month. Use your credit card to establish good credit. Okay, we're going to pick this up again possibly next week. We're going to continue to talk about knowing and understanding your credit. My name is Sylvia Black, licensed real estate broker with Affordable Homes and Apartments. This is Knowing and Understanding Your Credit Part 2. Okay, my name is Sylvia Black. I'm a licensed real estate broker. If you're interested in attending a financial management workshop that we will be giving in the fall of 2013, please visit my website at affordablehomesandapartments.com. If you're a landlord, a tenant, an investor, or first-time home buyer, and you're interested in knowing how to improve your credit so that you can be eligible for a mortgage, Affordable Homes and Apartments would like to help you become a homeowner, an investor, or, and get you out of that, apartment building that you're living in and get you into a home of your own, so that you can be your own landlord and you can take care of your own responsibilities, and you don't have to worry about and depend on anybody else to take care of nothing for you. If it's broken, it don't get fixed, then you have nobody to blame but yourself. But it's time for us to start moving up into home ownership and stop being tenants. Of course, I understand if you have to be a tenant. Everybody has to be a tenant at some point in their life. But why not strive for home ownership now? We're going to work at it together to teach you how to improve your credit score so that we can bring your credit up and that you can become a homeowner by Christmas. Holla at a sister, y'all.